Hey guys, welcome back to GM Games. My name is Aaron, and this is another episode of Out of the Park Baseball 23 with the Arizona Diamondbacks. So, if you watched Sunday's live stream, you'll know that we ended it with a bang. We checked out the trading block, and we noticed that there was a name on there that was interesting to us. And we made a trade for Juan Soto. That's right. We bring in the 25-year-old Soto, whose contract expires at the end of this season. So we are putting all the eggs in the proverbial Soto basket. In exchange for Soto and Brady House, who we also picked up, we gave up Carlos Correa and 4 young players. So Correa was the big one. He has an opt-out in his contract after this season. We are hoping that he opts out because we are retaining 25% of the contract, so that's $8 million next year. So if he opts out, we should have all the money we need to re-sign Soto. If he doesn't opt out, it's going to be a whole lot more difficult to bring Soto back, but we should still be able to make it work if we cut in some other places. So we gave up Correa. As well as, bring up the other pieces here. Fedrio Cruz, who we'd picked up in the offseason. We picked up Cruz along with Kumar Rocker from Colorado for Varsho and some other minor league players. We gave up Jesus Pera, who is a 21-year-old, 2.5-star third baseman. And we gave up Brian Buelvas. We picked up in the Rule 5 this past year. Looks to have some promise, but we're now 5 outfielders deep in an absolutely stacked outfield, which I'll show you here in a second. You can see our outfield consists of Juan Soto, Julio Lujan, and Alek Thomas. That is the best outfield in the major leagues. I don't care what anybody says. Alek Thomas is on pace for 6 WAR. Julio Lujan at 23 years old is on pace for almost 4 WAR. And Soto is on pace for 5.8. So our outfield is absolutely loaded. We have Yohendrick Pinango, who we picked up in the Rule 5 last year, the number 53 prospect in baseball, currently DHing for us because there's no place for him to play in the outfield. And then we picked up Kyle Huckstorf, excuse me, around the trade deadline as well. He was second-round pick last year from the Mets, and he's another outfielder who has some pop in the bat. So our outfield is absolutely loaded. We just need to do something about our infield. We did call up Jordan Lawler as well. Jordan Lawler is now going to play second base for us, and we're going to move Nick Allen, who we picked up in a trade as well. We traded Kendall Graveman and a couple of minor leaguers for Nick Allen. So we're going to make Nick Allen our starting shortstop. He has the ability to do that. Our starting second baseman will be Jordan Lawler. AJ Vukovic will continue to be our first baseman, at least for the time being. We've got O'Neill Cruz over at third. Jose Trevino and Andy Yerzy behind the dish. Guzman and Rodriguez backing up on the infield. From a pitching perspective, this is really going to be, this is now the next focus, right? Is fixing our starting rotation, because this is really the one area where we continue to struggle, and we're without our ace for the rest of the season, as Logan Webb went down with elbow surgery, so he's out for the year. So our starting rotation is not particularly good, and I don't know that I'm ready to give up, or not even give. I mean, we have someone like Guy Garibay, who's number 15 prospect in baseball. There's literally no place for me to play him. I mean, I might have to make him a first baseman just so he has some place to play, either next season or the year after when we call him up. Yeah, we don't have a lot in terms of pitching prospect depth, so we might try to use some of our young talent to bring in another ace. But the issue is all going to be money. I mean, we don't really have much. We got $20 million for extensions right now, but that's all going to go to Soto once he agrees to a contract. So we don't have a lot of money. We can cut scouting and development if we need to. But we're going to need to hopefully trade some of our young pieces for a for a pre-arb pitcher. I mean, that's really kind of what we're dealing with here. So if we look at, let's do this. Let's just look. Let's see what happens if we offer up Garibay and... Oh, I don't know. Joshua Baez, because he's got some pop in the bat. A bunch of 2.5, 3-star pitchers, which doesn't really do it for me. What about if we just look at prospects? We got to sim ahead a day. All right, let's sim ahead a day. We still got 2 weeks before the deadline. All right, so we win our first game with the new look lineup 6-3 over the Giants. Juan Soto goes 1 for 3. Vukovic, it's 2 RBIs. Cruz with 3 RBIs. Thomas gets on base 3 times. Ramsey David goes to 10 and 6. All right, so let's go back here. Let's remove. I don't think Baez was really interesting anybody, so I really don't want to give up Cuero, but maybe that's the option. Oh, I got to sim to tomorrow. Okay. Oh, right. It's doing that because I have the game set to save every week because it crashed on me during the live stream. So we'll go back to once a month, I think is probably fair. All right, so Garibay and Cuero. What if we do the 2 of those for a starting pitcher prospect? Yeah, this is my concern, is that we won't be able to identify, like, oh, you see, he's not that good. If I'm going to trade 2 of my best prospects for a pitcher, it's got to be one that is top of the rotation-ish. We might have to try this a different way. Like if we look at it's all 2.5-star pitchers. And I get why. I mean, this is teams not wanting to give up, in the initial conversation, want to give up their best players. So if we go to pitchers, let's look at starting pitchers. Let's just do this. Let's put them all at 55. And I want them to be 16 to 26. No more than 2 years of service time. And see what we get. And we want to look at minor leaguers as well. That's it, huh? Just 2? But, like, these are the kind of players I'm talking about. Like, these guys are crazy good. Like, what would it take to get Ignacio Feliz? What if we did Garibay? Cuero, I'm wasting your time. Lawler. It's the problem with having the game set on the hard level is there's just no way to make it happen. Okay. All right, that's fine. Let's just increase service time, I guess. Let's try again. There's only 2 pitchers in all of... Oh, because I'm looking at current stuff. I want to look at potential. Adam Mazur. Jack Leiter. Can I get Jack Leiter? Nope. It requires Juan Soto. Yeah, and this is kind of what I was afraid of. So removing the stamina helps. But it's a bunch of players that they're not going to give us. Wow. All right, so that's not going to work right now. So I think let's just see how the next, it's the 15th. Let's see how the next week goes. See if we can get any closer. And then maybe we can make a peripheral style move to, maybe help the bullpen and hope that we can get enough out of our starters here over the rest of the season. All right, so I got to get Stanley out of the rotation, though. We will put McGill in. Stanley will be long relief. Pearson has struggled, so let's move him to the pen. Let's bring up Matt Manning, who we also picked up in a trade. See how Pearson does as a bullpen arm. His stuff spikes a bit. All right, let's see how this goes. So we got 3 games on the road against San Diego. See if we can get any closer here over the next week. So we lose 2-1. Yeah, that kind of sucks. All right, so we just get swept by San Diego. We win in St. Louis 19-3. It would have been a whole lot nicer. That's right. We have Lucas Sims and German Marquez that we have to do something with, who we also picked up at the deadline. All right, so we can send Stanley back down to the minors. And we will call up Lucas Sims to replace him. Lucas Sims is a monster when things are going well. 80 stuff. All right, we will make him... We're going to make him our closer. And then... So McGill got a start. He gave up 4. Did Manning get a start? He did. So they both got losses, but that's okay. All right. All of our pitchers have been... Caleb Freeman's like our best pitcher, so I don't want to. Let's make him our stopper. Dakota Hudson, can we trade? See, I don't think he'll accept... What? Why? Oh, is he a Rule 5 pick? Yeah, he's drafted in the Rule 5. All right. Uset has been good, but I think we send him... Oh, he's out of options. Okay. Is Pearson out of options? He's out of options. That's no good. I assume Dakota Hudson's out of options. He refuses to be demoted. Barucki is... he's... I didn't want to put him... he's injured. He is injured. Let's put him on the 15-day DL for now. And then we can cross that bridge down the road. So we got Marquez on the team now. He'll be long relief. Let's take a look at this box score. 19-3. Juan Soto, 4 for 5, 4 RBIs. Pinango, 3 hits, 3 RBIs. Lujan drove in 5. Thomas, 3 hits, 3 runs scored. Rodriguez with 4 hits. And Bubic gets the win. All right. Let's see where we stand after this series against St. Louis. 6-5 loss in 12. Yeah, I don't think this is a year where we are going to compete, which is a shame. So do we have any contracts that we want to move before the deadline here? And this likely will be the off-season episode. So we'll get to the trade deadline, and then I'll sit my head offline and just sort of see how things go. Dakota Hudson and Barucki. Does anybody want those 2 players? He's on the injured list, I think, yeah. All right, so we get some names. Are they any? I don't think they're any good, but we got some names. 28-year-old Jordan Holloway. He's making the minimum. He's not eligible for arbitration yet. I would prefer somebody on a minor league deal. It's not the 40-man roster spot. It's the money. I don't want to have to... it's $700,000. I think this is probably okay. 2 pitchers that we're not going to re-sign for one who is under team control and has 4 good pitches and could be a relatively decent swingman. I'm okay with that. Can we pick anything else up with it? Always looking to squeeze every bit out of every trade that I can. That's how you get better. Christian Rodriguez, Aaron Sabato. Meh. I don't really have much else that interests me, to be completely honest. Salas isn't terrible. They give him to us? No. All right, let's just look at AAA, because sometimes you can find bullpen arms and things like that in AAA that are useful. Not in this case, though. Not in this case. All right, so we're just going to make this deal. I am fine with that. And we're going to call it Bryce Bonin, who was another trade piece that we picked up. Holloway will go there and there. Bonin we picked up in the Lucas Sims deal, another power style arm. So we've got a lot of power at the back of our pen now with Sims, Freeman, Bonin, and Doval. A lot. Look at that. 80 power, 70 power, 70 power, 70 power. All right, so that cleared up a little bit more. Cleared up more for this year, not next. All right, let's keep going. Let's see if we can finish up the month strong. Nope. It's 4 losses in a row and 6 out of 7. Make it 7 out of 8. Excuse me, that's 8 out of 9. 9 out of 10. 6 losses in a row, and that's 11 losses in a row. Blake Workman is going to get DFA'd. Wow, I don't understand what is going on here. I mean, our bullpen's been excellent. Defensively, we've been slightly below average. Offensively, we've been slightly below average. But why we are 46 and 60, I don't understand. Expanded standings. We're playing 5 games under our Pythagorean theorem. We're only being outscored by 18 runs, but we're 14 games under 500. Go figure. All right, just quickly check if there's anybody else that I want to move on from here before we get to Simmons. I really don't think so. This is really going to come down to what Correa chooses to do. If he opts out, we can re-sign Soto without any trouble. If he doesn't opt out, we're in some trouble. Yeah, some of these contracts next season. Actually, these are all reasonable. I mean, a lot of 700,000. I mean, some of these guys are going to get DFA'd more than likely. But we are a very young team. We're a young team, and I'm hoping that's part of this. So let's see how things go here against Oakland. It's another loss. So it's 8 losses in a row. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in a row, and 12 out of 13. 13 out of 14. This is ridiculous. It's 11 losses in a row. Hey, we win a game. We win 12-4, the final game of the month, so we're 17 games under 500. Yeah. 17 games under 500. Vukovic 4 for 5, 4 RBIs. Huckstorf 2 for 4, 4 RBIs. Yerzy 3 runs knocked in. Pearson gets the win in relief. Yeah, it's our starting pitching, and we knew that was a problem, and it continues to be a problem, so we're going to have to figure that out. Lawler's not really hitting yet. Might have rushed him a little bit, but, what are you going to do? Araujo's still a ways away. Garibay will probably be up either next year or the year after. We got to figure out. McGill hasn't been good since coming over. Manning hasn't been good since. Yeah, our starting pitching is just a disaster. So I have a feeling we're just going to sort of stumble through this season from a pitching perspective, and we will have to sort that out in the offseason. So If we look at our lineups, offensively, Soto, Thomas, and Lujan are going to carry us. You can see a 993 OPS for Soto thus far with us. Alec Thomas having a great season. Lujan having a really nice rookie campaign. Vukovic he's coming along. He's on pace for a 31-10 season, which I'll take out of a 23-year-old. O'Neal Cruz at 25. Slightly below average OPS, but you look at some of these BABIPs, Lujan, Trevino, Vukovic, Cruz, those BABIPs are all really low. So hoping maybe that they can turn that around. Penango, not really hitting to the level I would have anticipated yet. He's never going to hit a lot of home runs, but he should hit for a lot of extra bases, and this walk to strikeout ratio really should be closer than that, given his eye and his avoid K. So we will see how that goes, and I dread to even look at pitching, but how's Sims done as the closer so far? 3 runs in 2 1/3 innings. Not good. Bonin has given up a run in an inning and 2/3. Yeah, these guys aren't doing so hot. Asa Lacey's been good since we picked him up. He was the other part of the Bubic trade. So that's going to do it for this section, guys. When we come back, it will likely be the end of the regular season, and we will get to off-season number 3, I think. Right? Off-season number 3? Let's look. I've already forgotten. Yeah, off-season number 3. 1, 2, yeah. It'll be our third off-season going into our 4th season. We're on pace to have our worst record. We have to do something about our pitching, and we will do something about our pitching in the off-season. But we got to get to the off-season first, so I will be right back. All right, guys. We are back. It is the off-season, and things went from bad to worse when I cut away. We lost Juan Soto for 3 or 4 weeks. Then we lost Alec Thomas for the rest of the year. And we ended up 71 and 91. So took a 4-game step backwards the previous season. Same record as our 2022 season. We have 2 very clear objectives here in the offseason. Just 2. And if we can do those 2, we set ourselves up, I think, in pretty good shape for next season. So, number 1, obviously, is re-sign Juan Soto. We need to make this happen somehow. I can't walk out of this upcoming offseason without Soto. We got to make it work. The other one is add a pitcher. Somehow. We're not going to be able to do it in free agency. You can see we have a little bit of money, but that's all going to Soto, and that's not even enough to re-sign Juan. So we may have to cut back on scouting and development a little bit until we can start to build up fan interest and generate a little bit more money. So somehow we're going to need to add a starting pitcher, whether it's to the Rule 5 or whether it's potentially moving one or more of our prospects to bring in a young pitcher or even a young-ish pitcher, a pitcher in his late 20s, maybe 28, 29. I would be okay with that. Pair him up with Logan Webb at the top of the order, Juan Soto, and just our outstanding outfield, and just run with it and see what happens. So the good news out of all this is Carlos Correa did opt out of his contract, so we aren't paying him anything anymore, which is good. But yeah, we need to figure out a way to generate some additional money for us. And the first way we're going to do that is we're going to DFA a handful of players here and get that money off of our, what we're paying people books here. So we can DFA him, we can DFA him, and if we need to end up putting these players back on the 40-man and re-sign them, we can, but right now the best option is to DFA these guys. Who else? That really might be it. A couple of names. That's a little disconcerting. Trading somebody to save $700K seems kind of dumb, but let's see if That's an option. Does anybody want Ethan Small? I mean, he wasn't particularly good in AAA last year either. Oh, I have no more. I made a couple of offers offline. So, all right. So that should give us a little bit more money. Yeah, bumps us up to $10 million for free agents, $14 million for extensions, whatever. It's fine. So let's deal with arbitration because that can save us a little bit of money as well. So Alek Thomas wants 6.325, and he wants a long-term deal, which I am absolutely not averse to. So can we give him a 6-year deal? Make these $20 million. Make this 15. Make this 10 and make this an even 5. Will he go for that? 5, 10, 15, 20, 20, 20? He will. Okay. That would be really good. A 6-year, $90 million contract for Alek Thomas. Sign me up. O'Neal Cruz only wants 1.3. So we can offer him 1.250. Trevino has been outstanding for us. We got a ton more offense out of him last year than I thought we would. Only walked 9 times in 125 games, but great defensively. Shows a little bit of pop. 1.425. Oh, okay. And I know I say this a lot, but the reason I do this is because if they are considered popular or, anything like that, you can get a fan interest bump from re-signing them. So that's why I always try to avoid arbitration with these players. Because if they are popular and you get a signing rather than a win in arbitration, you will get that fan interest bump. Doesn't look like we have any players that are going to fall into that boat, though. So Lucas Sims wasn't particularly good for us. I'm wondering if, and at age 30, I wonder if that's a contract that we just say thanks but no thanks to. Matt Manning only wants 1.1. Offer him that. So now we got a couple of interesting options. We got Chris Bubic, who was 3-10, but with a 3.54 ERA. We put up almost 3 WAR for us a year ago. I don't know that he's worth almost $6.5 million. Let's talk to Logan Webb first. So 8.5 is what he wants. Will he talk long term? Can we do like 8, 10, 12? No, he just wants the 1-year deal. All right, so 8.1 million. That is fine. And what does Bubic want? He wants a long-term deal. I mean, he's okay, but I don't know. Like, I'm certainly not going to pay him 7 years. I mean, I might do 3 if we can get some savings on next season. Something like that. Yeah, he's not interested in that. I mean, I think he's a good back of the rotation kind of piece, but I don't know that we can afford that right now. Let's sim ahead a day. And I don't know that we're going to be able to re-sign Juan Soto prior to the offseason. This demand has gone up. Yeah, we're nearly $20 million shy for year number 1. So it may be the kind of thing where we have to wait. We have to go all in here. We have to find a way to keep Soto. So can we trade Bubic for a starting pitcher that is, oh my gosh, okay. Well, that's no good. We may DFA Mr. Bubic. Or not DFA, but non-tender. I mean, he was our best starting pitcher last year. So if we don't have Bubic out there, we're looking at, right now, this as our starting rotation, which is not good. It's not good at all. Outside of Webb, Ramsey David had a pretty nice rookie campaign, but I don't know that. I mean, if he can give us this every year, I'll take it. But that's not a number 2. Matt Manning, though, really is. I mean, he was just god awful. Like I once I got towards the end of the season, I just started simming and said I can't deal with this anymore. But his ratings suggest he should be at least 80% of what Bubic is. The advantage that Bubic has is he's the extreme ground ball pitcher. Nate Pearson will probably give another shot in the rotation. Yeah, Lucas Sims wasn't particularly good for us. In fact, he was really bad. I mean, can we get him? Would he take something like that? He would. Okay, so 5.5, I think I can get away with Bubic. And then we got team options for the following 2 seasons. So let's do that. That saves us almost about another $1 million. Sims, I think we are going to non-tender. And I think we're just going to run with that. So let's sim ahead a bit and see if we can get those contracts signed, see what that gives us in terms of fan interest, and go from there. I think it's important that we bring back Bubic just in case we can't afford a pitcher after we sign Soto, which is likely to be the case. Oh, look who led the National League in hitting. The former Arizona Diamondback outfielder Corbin Carroll. All right, so Logan Webb signs contract. Camilo Doval signs his contract. Matt Manning, O'Neill Cruz, Trevino. Alec Thomas signs that long-term deal. Fan interest increases. Goes from a 50 to a 55. That's really nice. Yeah, so we dropped to $79 million. That's a really reasonable contract for Alec. 5 million, 10, 15, 20, 20, 20. Let's DFA him. This is really, again, all about trying to save pennies here. Save pennies and try to bring in, just try to make sure we have enough money to re-sign Juan Soto. All right, let's keep going. I might give Soto one more shot here before. So Bubic signs the contract. That's nice. So that's going to save us a little bit more going into next season as well. Yeah, we're down to $78 million. And if Bubic is terrible, we just don't accept we just don't pick up the option in 2026. So we got Webb and Bubic at the top of our rotation right now. Not particularly good, but it is what it is. So let's talk to Juan one more time. So he wants 30. Yeah, we're negative. So the biggest contract we can offer him is this in the first season, and I can't give him $47 million a year. I mean, would he even acknowledge that? No, he wouldn't. Okay. So we're gonna have to wait for him to get. We're gonna have to wait for free agency and hope that we can get him at a bit of a reduced price in free agency. That's really all we can do, and hope that we can cut back on that first year enough and add some money down the road. All right, so all these guys can go there. Sims will come off the books. That'll give us another 2.2. Allen, Bonin, David, Caleb Freeman, Greer, Guzman. These are all players that I need. Holloway, I think we will need as a backup option as a starting pitcher. Huckstorf, Lacey, Lawler, Pacheco, Penango, Rodriguez. Yeah, these are all... I can't DFA any of these players. Okay. So I'm going to sim ahead to free agency, guys. We'll take a look at the award ceremony, and then we'll get to free agency and keep our fingers crossed that we can bring Mr. Soto back. So hang tight. All right, we are back, and we saved a couple $100,000 on Nate Pearson. He wanted 1.7. He got 1.4. We won a couple of awards, but one thing I realized I didn't do was look at our team stats. So let's go back and let's look at how things ended up for us. So Juan Soto, 5.9 WAR. Was good for 2.3 WAR in just 33 games with Arizona. He was a monster, so we got to figure that out. Alec Thomas had a really, really nice season, a 131 OPS plus, 845 OPS. Just really, really good out of the leadoff spot for us. 4.5 WAR. Julio Lujan won the Rookie of the Year. No surprise. 3.7 WAR. Hit 32 home runs. Just expect him to get better and better and better as he gets a little older. Fan favorite. High work ethic. High leader. High loyalty. Just 23 years old. Kyle Greer had a really nice season with the bat. I mean, he increased his batting average by almost 100 points. His OPS by over 200. Doubled his OPS plus, became a very valuable out. We have so many good outfielders: Soto, Thomas, Lujan, Greer, Penango, and Huckstorf. We have a glut. We have too many outfielders, so something's gonna have to give there, which hopefully means we can bring in a pitcher with one of those players. O'Neal Cruz, 1.3 WAR. It's basically what he is. I mean, you can see he's about a 240 hitter. Putting up an on-base percentage of around 300, a slugging of around 400, an OPS of around 700. But he's good defensively, so for now he's fine. Johandrick Penango, 285, 338, 404. Was above average with the bat, led the National League in triples. If he plays full-time next year, I would anticipate 35 to 40 doubles, 8 to 10 triples, 5 to 10 home runs, 165, 170 hits, something like that. But he may not be here. I don't know. I haven't gotten that far yet. We talked about Trevino. Jordan Lawler had a really nice acclimation, I guess, to the major leagues. 281, 341, 442, 114 OPS plus. Hit the ball really, really well as our starting second baseman. Vukovic had a nice rookie campaign. I never expected him to hit for a super high average. But he had 34 home runs, drove in 103 runs. Expect there to be some growth next season. Maybe provide a little bit more power, a little bit higher average. If he can hit 240, obviously all of a sudden that looks a whole lot better. Nick Allen was positive WAR just because of his bat or because of his glove. You can see a 54 OPS plus at shortstop. And then Kyle Huckstorf provided a ton of power. Hit 18 home runs in just 82 games, a 770 OPS plus. So Huckstorf or Greer are likely to have to move this season, along with potentially somebody else, because we've got some outfield prospects as well. So there's the offense. And pitching was just a disaster outside of Bubic and Ramsey. And four of our starters, Bubic, Ramsey, Rocker, and Webb, all pitched relatively well. And Webb was below average ERA. He didn't have a great season, I guess. 19 starts, 3-7, 5.51 ERA, but only a 3.92 FIP. So hoping he can rebound next season. Kumar Rocker, 4.47 ERA, 4.16 FIP. Yeah, so the FIPs were lower than the ERAs. So I'm hoping that sort of flips on its head next season. Bullpen, we brought in German Marquez because of the fan interest. Uceta, Doval, Freeman. I'm excited about Doval, Freeman, Bonin, and Asalasi next season as our 4 bullpen pieces, and then we'll kind of work around them. I think they could all be pretty solid. Caleb Freeman continues to get better, so he's still young, still making the minimum. So expecting good things there. From a prospect perspective, Araujo is the number 11 prospect in the game. He is now 17 years old. Guy Garibay, the number 13 prospect in baseball, our number 1 pick back in 2023. He's probably ready. Maybe not at the beginning of the season, but he's somebody we may end up trading. Just a second. All right, we're back. Sorry about that. I had to deal with a work situation. Excuse me. Yeah, so we have two plans this offseason. And those two plans are re-sign Juan Soto and try to add to our pitching staff. So it's going to be interesting. I don't know. We are definitely going to have to move at least one of Penango, Huckstorf, and Kyle Greer. At least one of the three of them, probably two of the three of them. So I'm hoping that we can get, a number 3-ish type starter for two of those players. So yeah, we have $22 million for free agents, $17 million for extensions. I think that means we only have $17 million for Juan Soto, but if we wait a day, we may have 5 or an additional 5, I think. Right? Is that what that means? If we go to salaries and try to offer, we should only have $17 million, right? Yeah. So I'm hoping that this demand goes down once we click forward a day. So let's click forward a day and see what we see. All right. So let's see what we got for internationals. Whoa. What does he want for a contract? $13 million. Yeah, low work ethic, low intelligence. Good pitcher, but I don't need him. I shouldn't say I don't need him. I don't want him, given his ratings. Okay. All right. So here we are. We are in free agency. We have how much money? $24 million. Soto's demand is up to $53 million. Holy crap. Okay. Well, I mean, this is why we did what we did. So he wants $43 million in his first year. So we can give him like 25. Holy crap. I mean, I don't want to give him that long a deal either. Would he have any interest in something like this? Yeah. Oh. He wants $500 million, guys. $500 million. I can't come anywhere close to justifying that. $500 million. Wow, some of these contract demands. Woodruff wants $30 million. That is ridiculous. So before we do that, I guess let's start here and see what sort of offers we can get for Huckstorf and Penango, I guess. I could pick up a Hunter Green. He's not the Hunter Green that he is in real life. That's disappointing. He's not terrible, but not as good as we would have hoped. We got some young pitchers in here. Are any of them any good? Carlos Calderon's not awful. Looks an awful lot like Kumar Rocker. Good stuff, good movement, average control, sinker, slider pitcher, ground ball. I mean, he's not terrible. I don't know that I would give up both players for him, but I might give up one. Jordani Ventura, no. Yeah, it's a lot of average. A lot of average, unfortunately. Zach Thompson with St. Louis, fly ball pitcher. Yeah, And I think a lot of it has to do with, well, no, because we have some money now, so I don't know that finances really have anything to do with it. Let's talk to him about Calderon. You know what? First of all, we need an assistant GM. We don't have an assistant GM. Let's also look at scouting just to be safe. See if we got a scout here somewhere that highly favors tools. Yeah, Leo Garcia just favors tools, so we will stick there. What about trainers? We got any elite trainers? We have a trainer, don't we? We do. All right. We need an assistant GM. And all right. Scouting preference. You highly favor veterans. Nope. I want someone who favors rookies. Actually, I want to look at, is it default? No, it is value. This is what I wanted to look at. I like someone who is either all green or all blue, if I can help it. Mr. Epstein with Theo. Want to come in and be our general manager? Sure. All right. So let's go back to that trade screen. So we can add pretty much anything. But I don't know if... I mean, I want to see if I can make this deal happen without giving up either of them. And then maybe we can use those two players for a different deal. So... let's try Gavin Black and Luke Albright. Okay. And we have Andrew Taylor is somebody that we can call up this year as well. Conticello. He's not, I mean, he's low work ethic, 21 years old. He's a number 9. I mean, he's got some pop in his bat. And I'd rather not give him up if I can help it. Rocker, Taylor, White. I think Lonnie White might be the play. Gavin Black and Lonnie White for Carlos Calderon. I kind of like that. He's not going to be great, but he should give us another option. He's got good stuff, good movement. He's a ground ball pitcher. Yeah, we're going to make that deal. Bring in a new starter. Where is he located? Because he's probably going to go right on the big league roster. There he is. All right. So we add another pitcher. Oh, we got to go here as well. We're going to call up Andrew Taylor. He's ready to go. Garibay will go to AAA. Del Castillo will likely go to AAA as well. Okay. I want to see... So right now, this is our rotation. I think I actually would start Manning. So Webb, David, Bubich, Rocker, Taylor... Calderon, I would like to have as a starter. What do his ratings look like if we make him a reliever? Jumps up to 60. Okay, so he's actually probably better off as a starter. All right. So I'm going to wait, I guess, a few days to see if Soto's demand comes down. He's got interest from Texas, San Francisco, and St. Louis. Can't imagine for that much money. I mean, if we don't get him, we don't get him. And we kind of stop and we think elsewhere. But, I mean, I can't justify paying him over $500 million. I can't do it. $55 million, no matter how good he is, that's money that should be spent elsewhere. So I'm going to sim ahead up to probably the winter meetings, and we'll kind of see where we stand. So I will be back in a moment. Okay, so we're back at the winter meetings, and Juan Soto's demands have come down. He's no longer at 10 years. He's now at 8 years at an average of 46. So it's becoming a tad more reasonable. Still not great, but a tad more reasonable. Oh, we didn't look at awards. So AL Gold Glove winners, you can see them there. Cole, Zanino, Bohm, Fletcher, Chapman, Simmons, Baду, Pesce, and Kepler. In the NL, Trevino wins it behind the plate. Woodruff, Hosmer, Horner, Arenado, Lindor, Gallo, Bader, and Carlson. AL reliever of the year. Jacob Hernandez of the Mariners in the National League. Patrick Ruotolo of the Giants. Gold Glove winners, Platinum Stick winners in the, or Silver Sluggers in the AL. Vlad, Workman, Urshela, Bichette, Kalinic, Trout, Kirilloff, and Alvarez in the NL. You got Kelly, Olson, India, Riley, Tatis, Gallo, Grisham, Acuna, and Nolan Gorman. Rookie of the Year in the AL, Jesse Franklin the 5th, and in the NL, Julio Lujan. Your Manager of the Year, Alex Cora of the World Series champion Red Sox. In the NL, Alex Escobar of the Atlanta Braves. Clayton Kershaw of the Athletics wins the Cy Young in the American League. And Ian Anderson in the NL. Your AL MVP, Vlad. And in the NL, Acuna. Couple of deals. Where are we? Carlos Correa signs a 4-year contract with the Atlanta Braves worth $114 million. So he's actually making less money than he was on the deal that we had offered him. Austin Meadows signs with the Braves. So the Braves pick up Meadows and Correa. Syndergaard resigns with the Angels. And we are at the winter meeting. So let's look at the trade block. Come on. Pitching ratings. I guess that's potential, but you got Michael Kopech. He's making 4.7. Dylan Cease making $18 million. I'll pass on that. Lance McCullers making 17. Sean Manaea making 5.7. All right. First things first, let's go back here and let's talk to Mr. Soto. So I'm fine with 8 years, but I can't give him 39.2. I can give him like 24 in this first year. I just want to bump all these down by 10, and then we can start to increase. I mean, does he have any interest in something like this? Oh, I can't even offer him that. 23, 35, and then an opt-out, then 35, 40, 42, 42, 38, 35. Nope. Okay. So if I get rid of the opt-out, or if I move the opt-out, what if I give myself a little more flexibility here? Let's make it 7 years. I mean, does that get it done? Nope. All right. Let's go day by day here for a little bit. And see. Yeah. Shoot. See what the contract looks like. I couldn't give him that much in that first year. I just couldn't. Well, that's incredibly disappointing. That is incredibly disappointing. All right. Well, I guess let's go to the offseason and see what sort of pitchers we can add. Is Woodruff still there? He's not. All right. That sucks. And the fact that he went to a division rival makes it even worse. want any of these pitchers. They're all too old. 35-year-old pitcher, 33-year-old pitcher. None of that does anything for me. All right, well, let's see if we can build this team a different way, I guess. Let's see if they're willing to talk to us about Kopech. Really? So there's nothing that I have that would make you want Michael Kopech. I mean, I'm not doing this. That's ridiculous because now we need Garabay's bat. All right, well, it is what it is. We gave up a ton to get him. We took a shot. Didn't pay off. But, you know, it happens. All right, what if we want Jared Kelly? Really? So that's not enough for Jared Kelly. Okay. All right. Yeah, I mean, Kopech's... He's fragile, though. Okay. Let's do some scanning here. Let's see what we can find. Let's see what we can find. So there's 3 pitchers in the majors that have... I did it again. I want to look at potential. I mean, I kind of got the sense that that was going to happen. I just didn't have enough money up front to make it work. He's a reigning Cy Young winner. Can't imagine they would trade him to me. Oh, God. That's what we need. Yeah, the problem is all of these elite starters are just going to be... The demand is going to be absurd. What am I doing? I'm going here. I want to look at all starters. Let's get down to like a 3-star guy who maybe is undervalued. He's interesting. Terrible, terrible control. Blair Henley. Claimed off waivers. Extreme ground ball. He could be pretty good. Okay. I have no players that make that work. Really? Really, as they say. Pinango. Interesting. Okay. So it is time. I don't think I want to be super active in free agency. Now that we are without Soto, I want to be smart in free agency. I don't want to spend $27 million on Yohan Moncada. Yeah, there's just not a whole lot here that I want to... So we're going to have to kind of turn our offseason on its ear here and try to build this, obviously now without Juan Soto. That's really disappointing that it didn't work out, but, I mean, I couldn't justify paying him what he was asking for, and if I had been able to get that first year down to a number that we could fit into our budget, it's something I probably would have sorted out. But I had to take $25 million or whatever off that first season, or $15 million off that first season, and it just wasn't going to work. It just wasn't going to work. So I'm going to sim up to the Rule 5. I'm going to continue to try to make some deals here between now and then, but I don't want to have to force you guys to sit here and watch the whole thing. So I'll be back at the Rule 5. All right. It is the Rule 5. And we still haven't done anything in the offseason, really at all. I'm hoping that one of those pitchers that was available, like I think Carlos Rodon is there. I mean, if I can sign him to a short-term deal, that might be beneficial. You know, we'll get to that in a minute, but I want to get to the Rule 5 here. So let's make sure that anybody who is Rule 5 eligible that we don't potentially want to lose is on the 40-man. I guess we'll put Ethan Small back there since we don't really need the money from come on. Put him on the 40-man. Put him on the 40-man. So we don't have the money for Soto anymore. So we only have $3 million in extensions now. We've got 23. So we are going to need to do something. Let's get to the Rule 5. Let's just get to the Rule 5. We have the 4th pick in the Rule 5. And let's see what shows up here for us. Let's start with pitching. We got Glenn Albanese, who's a mediocre starter. Hunter Brown, who is a potential mediocre starter. He's a ground ball pitcher. He's 26. So how much more is he really going to develop? Bubba Chandler, kind of a two-way type guy. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's much in the way of pitchers that are going to help us here in the Rule 5, which makes sense. I mean, there usually aren't a ton of pitchers available in the Rule 5. You can find a reliever here and there, but nothing, usually nothing from a hitting or pitching perspective. So if we look at batters, see what we get here. So you get Tyler Hardman. Looks like a decent bat out of the Yankees organization. Christian Encarnacion Strand. A 21-year-old Carter Jensen. Jackson Merrill looks okay. Pick up the 59 prospect in baseball and then turn around and trade him. Yeah, there's not a lot in this Rule 5, which is disappointing. So it looks like it's going to be a pretty slow off season for us. Like I said, I had 2 goals in mind. One was to re-sign Juan Soto, and one was to improve our pitching. Well, we failed on the first front, and we are failing on the second front so far. So that's not ideal. But we're not done yet. We are not done yet. Colson Montgomery. Can hit righties, can't really hit lefties. Not a particularly good fielder. He's more of a designated hitter. Yeah, I mean, below average arm. Absolutely raked in AAA last year, though. Benny Montgomery, good defensive outfielder. We have plenty of those. Eric Pena. We got some top 100 prospects on this list. And maybe we take a shot at some of those top 100 prospects and then just try to turn around and trade them. Let's go back up here. And we had Jackson Merrill. 21-year-old. Yeah, I think we just take all of these top 100 prospects and then try to turn around and trade them. In worst case scenario, we send them back to their team. I'm not above doing that right now, given how this season has or how this off season has started for us. Anybody else? Okay, so Colson Montgomery is gone. That's fine. Eric Pena was another one. Oops, not our pick. Eric Pena is gone now. Yep, he is. Carlos Santiago. Excuse me. And no one who's really going to help us. They may help us get a piece as trade bait, but Hardman, no. Carter Mack is bad defensively. All right, that's going to be it. That's going to be it for the Rule 5. Let's complete the draft. Excuse me. There we go. All right, so now let's see what we can do here. So let's shop some of these players. Actually, let's do this a different way. Let's go to players. Let's find starters. And again, let's not focus on up here because we won't be able to pick up any of these. We won't. They just won't give them to us. So let's focus in the 3-star range for someone who's in their, mid to late 20s. This is the guy I really liked, Blair Henley. What if we threw the top prospects in there that we got in the Rule 5? Merrill, Vera. What if we gave you Blanco? It's just ridiculous. Okay, so apparently he's untouchable. That's good to know. Good to know. How did Hicks do last year, just out of curiosity? Of course he did. Led the American League in wins. Of course he did. So I've made some less than stellar decisions here in this playthrough so far, but we're not at a point where it's unrepairable. Just gonna have to be a little bit smarter here. Yeah, we won't be able to pick up any of those guys as much as we would want to. Nick Lodolo. Yeah, gave up way too many home runs. I need someone with good movement. Reese Oviedo. Chris Rodriguez. He might not be a bad pick for us. San Diego interested in giving up for Alec Thomas. Of course. Now, the Padres, after they signed Soto, God, they have Soto and Tatis. Are you kidding? Look at this. How are we going to compete with this? They put Trent Grisham on the trade block. I would love to pick up a Trent Grisham. And I could do so if I gave them Alec Thomas. Well, I don't want to give you Alec Thomas. I will give you Yohendrick Pinango. Oh, so now all they want is Logan Webb in addition. Okay. What about Kyle Greer? That doesn't change things at all. So which of these prospects am I willing to give up to add Rodriguez to our team? Blanco. Okay, so that I need to hang on to Taylor. I would like to hold on to Rocker, and right now I need to hold on to Cruz because I don't have another third baseman. Joshua Baez. Doesn't change things at all. Tony Blanco. Oh, he's already in the deal. Jefferson Cuero. Okay, so now we're at a point where I can start to subtract. You want McGill? Fine, you can have McGill. Okay. So is there anything else? I mean, I could just give them... I don't want to give them Drew Jones. He was my number one pick. You want Mitchell Stumpo? You can have Mitchell Stumpo. Can I remove Blanco from the deal? I can. Give you Swallis. So we give up the two guys we picked up in the Rule 5, and then two minor leaguers that I don't care about, and then Tyler McGill, who was average for us, but we have a glut of average pitchers. In exchange, we get Chris Rodriguez, making a little bit in ARB, but was good for 2.2 WAR last year. Extreme ground ball. This is the type of pitcher that we need in Arizona, so we're gonna make the deal there. Fan interest increased noticeably, picking up Chris Rodriguez. So we have ourselves another solid starter. So right now our rotation is... Where is he? So it's going to be something like this. Something like that. Webb, Rodriguez, David, Bubic, and Rocker. When is Webb back? A couple of months? 7 to 8 weeks, yeah. Okay. All right. So we pick up another starter. We still are heavy in outfielders, although Penango can just be our designated hitter. He's never going to be a good enough outfielder really to... I mean, he can play it in a pinch. I mean, 60 range, you can play left or right without a problem. But with Lujan, Thomas, we got Huckstorf starting now. Huckstorf may actually be the better option at DH. And then we have Greer as the backup. I feel like we still need a bat. We need a bat on the left side of the infield. Let's look at free agents. We're going to have about $20 million left to spend. Moncada's not terrible, but for 20, I'm not paying him $27 million. Suarez hit a $192 last year. We go back to pitchers. So Rodon only wants $13 million. He's fragile. But if I could get him on an incentive-laden deal, like a 2-year contract, if I made this a team option and I gave you 10 with a $1 million buyout, incentives, 160 innings will give you 150 innings. We'll give you $1 million. We'll give you $500K if you're the MVP. We'll give you $2 million if you're the Cy Young winner, and we'll give you $1 million if you make the All-Star team. He doesn't want to be tied. Fine, I don't care. I'll give you 1 year. 1 year, $10 million. And we'll bump this up to 500. Bump this up to 2. Make this 150. Make this $1 million. $11 million. Okay. 1 year, $11 million for Carlos Rodon. We should get a fan interest bump there. I don't think we need another bullpen arm. I think we have enough in our pen. Freeman, Bonin, Doval, Lacey. I think we have enough in our pen. Is there anybody that is on the trade block? Yeah, I would really like Grisham. But I'm afraid that's going to be another play where we end up signing him or trading for him and then we can't re-sign him. I'd also like Kyle Tucker, but Houston has no interest in talking to us about Kyle Tucker. They want Alek Thomas. So I don't want to give you Alek Thomas, but what if I gave you... I mean, I would give you Drew Jones as a piece for Arizona can't afford it now, okay? So if we gave you Jones and we gave you Penango, does that start Thomas and Webb? Okay. mean, do I give up? I mean, Kumar Rocker's only 25 years old. He shaved over 2 runs off his ERA last season. I feel like there's more there. Okay, so Grisham isn't gonna work. So guys, I'm gonna go ahead and sim forward one more time. We're gonna get up to the end of spring training, and we'll get up to opening day, and we'll set the rosters, we'll set the lineups, and we'll see how things go on opening day. So one more break. All right, guys, we are back one final time. Couple of changes to our roster since we spoke last. First and foremost, you can see Julio Lujan is on the injured list, and his ratings actually dropped. This is really concerning because we're paying him a butt ton of money over the next 4 years, 36, 38, 40, and 40. But we're going to hang on to him. He's a fan favorite, high work ethic. I'm hopeful that that work ethic continues to allow him to get better, and we'll see how it goes. We traded for Ken Giles, and we got the White Sox to retain the entire salary. I did that primarily because he was popular. He also pitched pretty well last year for the White Sox. You can see we traded Hunter Stanley, Gavin Conticello, and Joshua Baez, 3 minor leaguers that I think they obviously hadn't hit their peak, given that, they're 1 star with 2.5 star potential or 3 star potential or whatever. But 3 players that I don't think were going to necessarily be part of the long-term future. Hunter Stanley was a Rule 5 guy we got last year, and he wasn't particularly good. Baez we got from St. Louis, and then Conticello was a draft pick. He's number 97 prospect in baseball, but he's not a good defensive third baseman. He's really a first baseman with those ratings. Low work ethic, doesn't have a lot of contact. I don't see it working out. So in exchange, we pick up Ken Giles. And my goal here is to build a really good bullpen to go along with my semi-below average starting rotation. So I picked up Ken Giles. I also signed Craig Kimbrell for the same reason. Very popular, high work ethic, and we only signed him to a $1.5 million contract. So we bring in Kimbrell and Giles to solidify our bullpen. We did sign Carlos Rodon to a 1-year, $11 million contract. Hopefully he can give us, if he can give us this, I would be thrilled with that. We'll see how it goes. If not, it's a 1-year investment that I'm not too concerned about. So we still have Logan Webb. We still have Chris Rodriguez, who I'm really excited about. Kumar Rocker, Ramsey David, Carlos Rodon, Andrew Taylor. We got a bunch of, 2.5 to 3.5 star starting pitchers. I think our starting pitching is in better shape than it was last year. I think our bullpen is in better shape. Obviously, our offense has taken a step backwards without Juan Soto in it. But we will move forward and chalk it up to a risk that didn't pay off, right? I mean, that's really what it was. It was a risk that didn't pay off. So that being said, even with the loss of Juan Soto, our revenue per game is up 28% right now over last year. So it's given us a little bit of money for free agents and extensions. Don't really have anybody out there that I want to sign. I would love to potential. Oh, I brought in a couple of older minor leaguers as well. Oh, and I right. I brought in Tommy La Stella. Let's make him a first baseman. Brought in Tommy La Stella. I traded him to Texas straight up for Chris Bubich. So we had just signed Bubich to that extension. I traded him because his control dropped and his movement dropped. And I didn't want to pay the 5.5 this year, so we traded Bubich to Texas, pick up Tommy La Stella, a veteran, kind of give us that corner infield type play in the back on our bench. And then I also signed Whit Merrifield. Where is Whit? Right here, 36 years old, still very good defensively, can play multiple positions, all the outfield positions, can play first and second, still has a good bat, high work ethic, a ton of speed, and it was a $2 million contract. It was a minor league contract. It was nothing. So we just got to put Whit on the roster, and he will be getting paid $700,000. Just a ton of value there for $700K, I think. So those are the deals we made. It is time to set the roster. We are at 37 players, and we may end up needing to make a trade here at some point. we have 20 pitchers on our roster, and most of them, I don't want to say deserve to be there, but at least have an argument to be there. Calderon will send him down. That'll give him a chance to develop a little bit more in AAA as a starter. Nate Pearson. Ethan Small can go to the minors. Uceta, I think he has to be DFA'd. Yeah, does anybody want him? See if anybody wants Edwin. Oh, okay. So there is a little bit of interest in him. My phone keeps beeping. Anybody here? You got Drew Smith on a minor league deal. I mean, I'd be okay with a minor league deal. High work ethic, 31 years old. He's basically the same thing. That saves us the money, sure. Yeah, Meh is right, but that's fine. So that works for me. We have 16, so we got to send 3 more pitchers down. Holloway. Shoot, I can't send him down. Okay. Matt Manning, he was so bad last year. I think he probably deserves to start in AAA. And Freddie Pacheco. Yeah, I think it's Pacheco. We got to send 1 more down. So Pearson as a bullpen arm. He's okay, I guess. I mean, obviously, Giles, Freeman, Bonin, Kimbrel, Doval, Lacey are all guarantees. So I think it comes down to Holloway or Pearson. Are either of them? Neither of them can be. They both have to go through waivers, basically. Holloway, I think, is a little more high floor. He's got the better movement, whereas Pearson is, I don't know, Pearson's not that good. Anybody interested in him? No, just Michael Conforto. All right, well, we will DFA him then. All right, so that gives us our 13 pitchers. So we got 30 30 players. So we got to send a couple more down. So he'll go down. That's 29. Cuero will go down. That's 28. So we got to get to, I think Garibay has to start in AAA. It's 27. And we got to send 1 more down, and I think it's going to be Jose Rodriguez. He's down to 2 stars. I think he's going to get the old DFA. He was 4.5 stars a year and a half ago when we picked him up in the Rule 5. Wow. Okay. Wave and designate. All right, so that gives us our 26-man roster. So let's go in here and let's set it. So we got Webb as our opening day starter, then Chris Rodriguez, and I think we go Carlos Rodon. Then we go Kumar Rocker. Then we go Ramsey David, and Andrew Taylor, I think, starts in the bullpen. We'll go Giles as our closer. We're going to have Freeman as a stopper. Doval will be middle relief, used more often. Holloway will be normal use. Lacey is going to be long relief / specialist, and Taylor will be long relief / emergency starting pitcher. And the lineup. Let's go to the lineups. Clear all the lineups. Batting ratings. So we will have Alek Thomas batting leadoff. And again, remember, this is without Lujan. So we have no Lujan for the first month of the season. So it'll be Thomas. Then Jordan Lawler will bat second. Normally the number 3 spot will be reserved. Actually, I think we do it a different way this year. I think we go Penango with his 55 I, 70 avoid K, and Thomas in the 3 hole. Who's going to bat fourth? Vukovic will bat fourth. Ooh, his ratings have dropped too. It's down to 60, 65. That's not good. Okay. We'll go Huckstorf as the DH. 60, 60, 55. Yeah, Witt's going to get a lot of starts against lefties, which is good because we're really lefty heavy. Then O'Neill Cruz will come in and play third. So we have center, shortstop, and catcher. That'll be Greer, Trevino, Allen. Yerzy, La Stella, Merrifield there. Okay. So we go against lefties now. Copy that lineup. Paste it. And where is Witt going to start against lefties? Left field? No, we got Thomas out there. So right field, I guess. Bat him leadoff. 45-65. What's Penango? 50-70. Yeah, we don't have a lot of lefties in the lineup against left-handers, which is fine. So I think I'm okay with this. Penango will get plenty of playing time. Yeah, every 7th game. I'll play a couple times a week, I guess, against left-handed hitters. So let's get up to opening day, and let's look at the waiver wire, I guess. And we'll see how season number 4 kicks off. Looks like Eduardo Rodriguez is back with the Red Sox. Fadriel Cruz is 3rd in the National League in hitting in spring training. That one is going to come back to haunt me, I think. But you take a risk. And I honest to goodness, I don't think I would have made that deal if it was a live stream. But with it being a live stream, I do what the viewers ask, and that's what we did. So Araujo is the number 10 prospect in baseball. I'm going to look at Adriel. Yeah. Yeah. And he's not great. I mean, wow, he can mash righties. I just want to see something. What would it take to bring him back? I don't have anybody that can make it work. I mean, I'd stick him at first base right now. You want Vukovic? What about a prospect? You want Blanco? Brady House? Andrew Jones? Garibay? Wow. Okay. Yeah, that deal is going to hurt us, folks. So play 500 ball. I think that's reasonable this year. Honestly, I think that is reasonable. Look at the waiver wire. Arauz. Actually, let me save this real quick. Last thing I want is the game crashing on me. Have to redo the entire offseason. Although if I had to redo the entire offseason, I probably would figure out a way to sign Soto. All right. Anybody here that is interesting? Seth Beer can hit a little bit, but we already had Seth Beer. Bobby Bradley. Keston Hero, we could bring him back. No, I'm good there. Delvin Perez. Nah. Drew Waters. Yeah, he can't really hit. Yeah, let's look at pitchers. We got a pitcher here that's interesting. Oviedo. He was somebody I was thinking about trading for. Carrillo, no. Meh. I think we'll just stick with what we have. All right, let's get through today, and I have who's not on the 40-man. Holloway, Huckstorf, Kimbrel, Penango. Oh, La Stella. All right, we get Lujan back in 4 weeks. So we'll get him back right around the beginning of May. So let's get through today, and let's play opening day and call it an episode. All right, here we go. We're going to be taking on Jordan Montgomery and the San Francisco Giants. So they're going to send Everson Arteaga batting leadoff and playing designated hitter. Ketel Marte in the number 2 hole batting second. Mike Yastrzemski plays center, bats third. Marco Luciano cleanup, plays third base. Luis Matos bats fifth, plays left. Brandon Crawford is the shortstop, batting sixth. Elio Ramos bats seventh, plays right. Patrick Bailey bats eighth, does the catching. Brandon Belt, first baseman, bats ninth. Jordan Montgomery a year ago, 11-12 with a 3.09 ERA. For us, we got Whit Merrifield batting leadoff, playing right field. Jordan Lawler bats second, plays second. Alec Thomas bats third, plays left. Vukovic is the cleanup hitter, playing first. Huckstorf is your designated hitter, batting fifth. O'Neill Cruz plays third, bats sixth. Kyle Greer bats seventh and plays center. Jose Trevino bats eighth, does the catching. Nick Allen is the shortstop, batting ninth. And Logan Webb, 3-7, 5.51 a year ago in an injury-plagued second season with the DBacks. So let's see if we can win a game. I don't think I've won a single game yet, either in this or with my Oakland A's save. So Everson Arteaga will bat leadoff against Logan Webb, here to get the 2024 season kicked off. And he walks him on 4 pitches. Ketel Marte, field at double play depth. Fly ball to center, catch is made out there. 1 out. Yaz is an extreme pull hitter. Three-two to Yaz, so ball 4, so 2 walks here in the inning. Pitch to Luciano, strike 3, and Luis Matos. Oh, wow, he can hit. I didn't think he was that good. Crap. Okay, that's a problem. 2-2 pitch to Matos, ground ball to second, and there's an E4. Brandon Crawford, can we get out of this inning? Nope, 3 walks in the inning by Logan Webb in his 60 control. Helio Ramos, shift left. All right, so we get out of the inning giving up 1. Not great that he walked 3, but whatever. Merrifield leads off. He strikes out looking. This could be one of those games already, huh? Thomas grounds out to short, and that's the end of the inning. Patrick Bailey. Fly ball to center, leadoff single. 2-2 pitch, ground ball to short. Fielder's choice. Arteaga, fly ball to center. A 2-away here in the second, runner at first, and Ketel Marte. Another fly ball, so we get out of that inning, giving up a leadoff single, and that's it. And we're going to send up Vukovic, Huckstorf, and Cruz. Vukovic will pop out to center field for the first out. Huckstorf with a fly ball to center, and Cruz. Fly ball to right. Now we are 6 up, 6 down. They bring up Yastrzemski. He strikes out. Yeah, Webb's stamina is already down to almost 50% because he threw so many pitches in that first inning. Luciano. Line out, and Matos. A single to left, so a 2-out single for Matos. Crawford. Wild pitch. Matos to second. Ground out to second. So we go to the bottom of the third, down 1-0. We got Greer, Trevino, and Allen. Pop out for Kyle Greer. Trevino grounds out, and Nick Allen. So we're 9 up, 9 down through 3 here against Jordan Montgomery. Ramos is a pull hitter. Be a fly ball to center field. Patrick Bailey. Base hit to center, so he's 2 for 2. That'll bring up Brandon Belt. He's hit by a pitch. Arteaga strikes out. And Marte. And that might be it, actually, for Logan Webb. I mean, he's thrown 78 pitches. I'm going to have somebody up warming. Get Asa Lacey up. No, he's my only lefty. We'll get Andrew Taylor up. So at least we're back up to the top of the order here. Maybe we can get something going here in the fourth. Merrifield draws a leadoff walk. Jordan Lawler. Let's try hit and run. Foul ball. Let's try another hit and run. Fly ball to right. That's going to, just foul. And that is why you hit and run. Our first base runner erased on a double play, so we're now up 12 down here. Yastrzemski, hard shift right. Let's see if we can get through 5 with Webb. He strikes out Yastrzemski. Strikes out Luciano. And walks Matos. Stolen base. Strikes out Crawford. So he gives us 5. Gives us 5, which is good for opening day. 99 pitches in 5 innings, striking out 7. It'd be nice if we could get a hit. There we go. There's a hit. There's a hit and a run. First hit of the game, first run of the game. A.J. Vukovic goes yard, and we are tied at 1. Huckstorf now. Ground out to third. Cruz. In the dirt, ball 4. Greer now with a base hit to right. Let's send him to third. And he's going to be safe. So we have runners at the corners with 1 out, and Trevino is up. And he gets a base hit to center. So we take the lead. Greer's going to motor over to third. We're up 2-1. We got Nick Allen up. I want to have a different pitcher up here. We're going to get Caleb Freeman up for the 6th. Allen is a bunter. Bunt for hit 45. Let's try the safety squeeze. He gets the bunt down. Oh, come on. Crap. All right, Merrifield, 2 on, 2 outs. Witt grounds to third, and that ends the inning. But we pick up a couple runs, and we take the lead. And we are now going to visit the mound. Caleb Freeman's now ready, so we will bring him in now. Ramos lead off, shift him left, 2-2 pitch to him. Strikeout. Patrick Bailey has got 2 singles. Ground ball up the middle. Make it 3 singles. Brandon Belt, shift to the right. Fly ball to right. That's going to get down for a hit. So runners at the corners now. That's going to tie the game. So bring in our stopper, and he immediately gives up the tying run. Because why not? And Ketel Marte now. Strike 3. All right. Now we got 2, 3, 4. Lawler, Thomas, and Vukovic. Jordan looking for his first hit of the year. And he's going to get it. It's going to be a leadoff double at a minimum for Jordan here. Yep, cruises into second with a double. Alec Thomas now. Grounds it to the right side, so moves the runner over to third. Now we need Vukovic to get that runner home. But he's going to strike out instead. Huckstorf pops out. So a leadoff double goes for nothing. That stinks. Go to this. I got to get a pitcher up. Guess we'll get Doval up. Tank's not empty. Okay, so he's Yastrzemski, so hard shift right. 2-2 to Yaz. Strikeout. Luciano. Pops out to right field. 2 away. And Matos. Be a bloop single to right field, a 2-out hit for Luis Matos. Crawford, he's going to steal again. He's going to be safe again. Walks Crawford. Doval is ready, so we will get him in here. First and second, 2 outs against Gyro. Wow. This was somebody I was trying to get in the offseason. I just couldn't make it work. It's a pull hitter, shift right, 1-2 pitch. Strike 3. All right, so we go to the 7th inning stretch, still tied at 2. We have Cruz, Greer, Trevino. And O'Neill flies out to right for the first out. Greer strikes out. And Trevino grounds out. So top of the 8th, still tied at 2. Bailey's hit by a pitch. Leadoff hit by pitch. Let's go. Shift to the right. Strike 3. Ernesto Martinez with a fly ball to left that is going to stay in the park. And Ketel Marte now. He strikes out. All right, so we're going to go to the bottom of the 8th. So we are going to get our closer, Ken Giles, up. He'll pitch the 9th. And we will, do they still have, Montgomery's still out there. Do I even have a righty on the bench? Nope. So Nick Allen's going to have to bat. Pops out to right field, 1 away, top of the order now, Merrifield. He flies out to right, 2 away. And Lawler now. Is he going to reach? Nope, he's going to be thrown out 2-3. All right, so we go to the 9th. We are all tied at 2. Can Giles get us through the 9th inning here? He faces 3, 4, 5. Strikes out Yastrzemski. Strikes out Luciano. And Matos flies out to center. So, no, it's going to be a double. It's going to get over his head. Huh. Okay. So 2-out double. Now Brandon Crawford. That's going to end the inning. So we go to the bottom of the 9th. A chance to walk this one off at home. We'll get Bonin up. He'll come out for the next inning. We have 3, 4, 5. Patrick Ruotolo. We only have 4 hits through 8+ innings. Through 8 1/3 innings. Vukovic strikes out. And Hugsdorf. Ball 4. Brings up Cruz. Cruz will pop out on the infield, and that retires the side. So we go to Bonin. We got Pomares leading off. Ball 4. Patrick Bailey. See if we can get a double play here. Nope, we get a double down the left field line. So Patrick Bailey's got 4 hits. We got to bring the infield in now, which is not great. That a grand slam? It sure is. All right. Hey, he got an out. Good for him. I mean, our pitching staff pitched well until Bryce Bonin came in and faced 4 batters and allowed them all to score here in the 10th. So we're going to be facing Gregory Santos in the bottom of the 10th. We will end this one with another loss, I'm sure. Trevino will hit. And it's going to be an E5. Yep. All right, so let's get Penango in there for Allen. Strikes out. Infield single. And we got 2 on, 2 outs for Lawler. And we lose. So we have 5 innings of 1-run, unearned run baseball from Webb. Freeman gave up a run in an inning and 2/3. Doval and Giles both pitched scoreless innings, and then Bonin blows it. And we are 0-1. So that is going to be the end of this episode. So the next broadcast will be Sunday night. We will do the live stream, and it'll be just like last Sunday where we try to get May, June, and July out of the way. Guys, thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts. Unfortunately, we could not hold on to our guy, Juan Soto, and it looks like that may push us back here a little bit, but we still have some pieces. We still have some really talented pieces. Jordan Lawler, Alec Thomas. We've got some youngsters, Guy Garibay. Chris Rodriguez, I think, is going to be really good for us with that extreme ground ball. So I am encouraged that we are going to be better this year than we were last year. Whether or not that's going to be enough in the loaded NL West, I don't know. But we are going to be better this year than we were last year. So, guys, I appreciate you watching. I appreciate the support here on GM Games, and I'll talk to everybody on Sunday. Good night.